The morning began like any other at Lake Indigo, calm, glassy water reflecting the golden sunrise, the soft sound of birds echoing through the pine trees, and the faint smell of fresh coffee drifting through Marcus Bennett's lakeside mansion. He stood barefoot on the porch, admiring the peace he had worked decades to earn. His home was more than a mansion, it was a symbol of quiet independence. The place where he could finally breathe after years of building his cybersecurity empire and serving as a legal officer in the military. For months, he had enjoyed serenity, until Karen Holloway, the self-proclaimed queen of the Homeowners Association, decided his peace offended her. Karen was the kind of woman who believed authority came from volume, who carried a clipboard like a badge and thought HOA rules were divine commandments. She'd already sent Marcus more notices than junk mail. Your grass is 1 inch too long, your dock lights are too bright, your security cameras make neighbors uncomfortable. He had ignored every single one. But on that bright Saturday morning, something seemed off. As Marcus leaned against the porch railing, he saw a line of cars turning onto his private road, first a couple of SUVs, then sedans, then what looked like a rented shuttle bus. He frowned, checking his phone calendar. No events, no visitors expected. Then came the voices, dozens of them, echoing across his driveway. Marcus stepped down from the porch, puzzled, until he saw what was happening. His driveway, once empty and serene, was swarming with people. Men in polo shirts unloading coolers, women setting up tables, kids running through the lawn. At the center of it all stood Karen Holloway in a wide-brimmed hat and pearls, clipboard in hand, grinning like she owned the place. "Karen," Marcus called out, walking toward her. "What's going on here?" She turned, her smile wide and fake. "Oh, Marcus, wonderful to see you. We're hosting the annual HOA Summer Gala. The lakefront is perfect this year, and your property offers the best view." He blinked, trying to process. "You're holding it here, without asking me." Karen chuckled. "You're part of the association, dear. That makes it a community event. Don't be so territorial, you weren't even using your lawn." Marcus's patience evaporated. "This is private property, Karen. You and your guests need to leave, now." Karen waved a dismissive hand, as though brushing off a leaf. "You're being dramatic. The bylaws allow shared lake access. Everyone deserves to enjoy the view. Relax and grab a drink." Behind her, a DJ was setting up speakers near Marcus's dock. Someone dragged a kayak into the water. Another group laid out picnic blankets across his manicured lawn. Every direction Marcus looked, strangers were invading his space, laughing, eating, even trampling over his flower beds. 10 minutes, he said quietly, his tone shifting to steel. "Get everyone off my property before I call the sheriff." Karen tilted her head and smirked. "Oh, Marcus, don't pretend you scare anyone. The sheriff's department won't interfere with an HOA-approved event." He stared at her for a moment, then nodded once. "Understood." Without another word, Marcus turned and walked back into his mansion. Inside, he didn't call the police. He didn't shout or argue. Instead, he opened his laptop, connected to his security system, and began recording every angle, every face, every car, every second. His drones launched silently from the roof, hovering above the chaos like watchful eyes. From his office window, he watched his property being treated like a public park. People spilled drinks on his deck. Someone scratched their initials into the railing. 2 teenagers tried to jump off his dock and nearly broke the ladder. When evening came, the party grew louder. Lights flashed, music blared, and Karen raised a toast to community spirit. By midnight, the guests finally left, leaving behind trash, broken glass, tire tracks, and empty wine bottles bobbing in the lake. Marcus walked outside slowly, scanning the destruction. His roses were crushed, his deck lights shattered, there was vomit near his fountain. Yet he didn't curse or shout. He simply pulled out his phone and snapped pictures, hundreds of them. He cataloged every bit of damage, every face from the footage, every license plate captured on camera. 2 days later, Karen strutted through the neighborhood like a victorious general. The gala was the best one yet. She bragged to anyone who'd listen. Marcus was such a good sport about it. Maybe he's finally learning how community works. That same afternoon, her mail arrived, certified, official, and stamped by the county courthouse. When she tore it open, her smile vanished. It was a lawsuit, filed by Marcus Bennett. The title read, Marcus Bennett vs. Holloway et al. Under, defendants, were 100 names, every single person who had attended the gala. The charges were clear: trespassing, property damage, and unlawful use of private property. Damages sought. $100,000 per person. The neighborhood went into chaos. Text chains exploded. Some neighbors laughed nervously, thinking it was a bluff. Others panicked, calling lawyers. Karen stormed to Marcus's gate, face red and trembling with rage. "You can't sue us," she shouted. "You can't sue everyone. It was a community event." Marcus appeared at the gate, calm and collected, his phone still in hand. "You entered private property without permission. You destroyed my lawn, damaged my dock, and polluted my lake. I have videos, photos, and witness statements. This isn't a community event, Karen. It's criminal trespass." Karen sputtered. "You think a judge will side with you?" Marcus's eyes didn't flinch. "Yes," he said simply, "because the law already has." Karen stormed off, swearing the wall would bury him in paperwork. But within a week, reality hit. The HOA's insurance refused to cover intentional trespass. Every attendee was personally responsible. Panic spread as neighbors realized they could lose their homes over a party. Some tried to apologize. Others begged for settlements. A few offered to pay for the cleanup if he'd drop the case. Marcus refused. In court, the truth came out. Marcus's evidence was devastating. High-resolution drone footage showing Karen leading guests across his fence line, video clips of people damaging property, even recordings of her saying, "He won't mind, it's for the community." The judge was not amused. After reviewing everything, the ruling came swift and sharp. Marcus Bennett had been wronged. Each defendant was found liable for trespassing and property damage. The court ordered them to pay $100,000 apiece in damages and attorney fees. When the verdict hit, the neighborhood fell silent. Some homes were sold to pay settlements. The HOA's treasury was drained trying to cover partial costs. Karen herself lost her position as president, her reputation shattered. Marcus didn't throw a victory party or post online. He simply rebuilt what was broken, installed a 12-foot steel gate, and added more cameras. He even posted a new sign at the end of his drive. "Private property, trespassers will be prosecuted." And just beneath it, in smaller print,